I'm here to tell you that you are creating a sunken cost fallacy by focusing on quests, by focusing on upgrading workshop benches and grinding those blueprints. You're doing it wrong. And you have your own opinion. You're entitled to it. You can continue to focus on those, but to me, they're a red herring. And I don't have all the time in the world, so I am focusing on the expedition project first and foremost. Put it on the top of your order of operations priority list, because once you take this expedition window, it's going to be resetting your quests, workshop benches, and blueprint progress anyways. You might want to be taking the expedition project for a multitude of reasons, being that it can give you a chance to essentially respec your skill tree. It can also give you 5 more skill points and more stash space. Now that really doesn't sound like much, but if you look at that compounding over multiple cycling expedition windows, someone that has 5, 10, 15 more skill points than you in the future will be having a different experience in raid, and all the advantages that come with those skill points are going to be unavailable to you when you're capped out at level 75 with your blueprints and nothing else to do. So once you take the expedition window, the extra stash space will also be more useful, because going from a maximum of 280 to 300 and above will not just mean more convenience and quality of life, but also it has economical advantages of just being able to hoard and stash away any of the kind of materials you would need to craft, having your mods unequipped and convenient to just stick on any weapon when you're prepping for a raid with your friends. Highly recommend going for the expedition project for all of these reasons I've listed. Now, shout out to Reddit user ProDeed for putting together this visual aid I'm going to be referencing for you guys. And I just wanted to emphasize that going for the expedition project really isn't that hard if you know what you're doing. And the key to success for the expedition project is Scrappy. So if you can just find a dog collar, which I'm sure you will, upgrade him at least one time, or maybe some lemons and apricots in a Lush Blooms event. Get some nature things, feed your boy, even get a comfortable pillow if you need to, and settle him down. Look at the interactive map for some mushroom spawns, because once you level him up, he'll be taking care of not just the metal parts and rubber parts for you, but because he gives you seeds, which is our favorite plant mom's favorite commodity, she will be in exchange at the trader window giving you almost all of the things required for the project. So that includes steel springs, wires, batteries, sensors, and Exodus modules. That's basically half of the entire list there, and she restocks these on a daily basis. Okay, so if you max out on one day, just wait for her to restock, and that'll take care of, like I said, about half the list. Now I'll tell you where to get the other ones. Durable cloth you can get just by upgrading your workbench to level 1. It's going to be the refiner that you need to create. It just requires some metal and power cells to establish. But once you get it at level 1, you have the ability to exchange fabric at a rate of 14 to 1 durable cloth. So basically, once again, indirectly, our boy Scrappy can feed us the fabric required to get the durable cloth. What can he not do? Okay, so the light bulbs is one thing that he can't take care of, but let me show you a very convenient location where you can get them at 100% success rate. You don't need to go night raid. You don't need to go to a hotspot that is PvP contested. You can just head to the southwest side here of Dam Battlegrounds, the first map you have unlocked at level 1. And I do recommend, by the way, to start stockpiling for the expedition at level 1, because you can hold these things in your stash and just, hoard them until you hit level 20 and unlock the expedition window. That way you'll be ready to go as soon as possible. And this expedition window is coming up, you guys, soon in December. It'll be opening up for you guys to go on the expedition with the rest of the grinders, right? So electrical substation at the southwest side of the map has a little vehicle here. It's right under the AL where you see my cursor pointing. And if you breach the hood of that vehicle, you will 100% of the time get a light bulb trinket. Don't sell it, just stick it in your safety pocket, and you don't even need to make it out. Do it 5 times over and you've taken care of that requirement. It's not too hard to get here. It's near the water tower spawn and the spawn over here. You'll get it before too long. Now the humidifier similarly has an almost guaranteed spawn rate. It's not 100% like the light bulb trinket, but it's almost 100%. Now when you look at this red tower image here, and it's towards the south side of Buried City, which is the first map you unlock after starting with Dam Battlegrounds, there is an opening on the second floor of this red tower. You can see on the right side of the picture there with the blue tarp hanging over it. You can go through that opening there, get there off the roof or the neighboring roof, or go through the window on the bottom floor and up the stairs to find 2 red lockers, which will about 90% of the time have inside at least one of them a humidifier. Once again, just put that in your safe pocket and you'll take care of that requirement before you know it. That area is a little bit more PvP centric because there is a weapon case that can spawn there, as well as a security breach container that people are going to be going for. So be wary if you don't have a fresh spawn with like 29 minutes on the clock and you're on the opposite side of the map, you might get there to a disappointment of not getting a humidifier if it's already looted, right? Now, the sensors, like I said, Celeste takes care of. Oh, I forgot and skipped over the electrical components and arc alloys. These you'll be getting whether you want to or not, because the wasps and hornets are the most common arc enemies, and they're going to be harassing you, and you're going to have to fight them. And when you kill them and get wasp drivers and hornet drivers, you can recycle each of these for electrical components and arc alloys. And the arc alloys does have a heftier requirement there of 80, but every arc unit drops arc alloy, so I'm sure you can take care of these no issue. Just recycle the drivers and those will be sorted. Now, cooling fan and advanced electrical components, both of these you can get from Blue Gate. On the top right side of the map you have Pilgrim's Peak, and if you go in there, there's going to be a bunch of lockers you can breach to find, especially quite often, cooling fans inside. Now the advanced electrical components aren't as common here, but you could also just get them by leveling up your refiner workbench that we were using earlier for the durable cloth and crafting it there, or you can get it from higher tier arc units and probes and whatnot, or supply drops, I was going to say. So you should be able to run into advanced electrical components before too long, as well as cooling fans, especially if you go here. Now, the Exodus modules, like I said, taken care of by Celeste again with seeds, and the magnetic accelerators you can find very frequently across Stella Montis. So you can run into it just on the shelves or in a breachable container or behind a breachable door. These will be all over the map. I don't have a video or a screenshot of it, but I've found it just chilling on the side. You don't even have to like open things up necessarily to find them. Just keep your eyes peeled and you'll run into them while you practice your PvP on this map, which I do recommend because it's really good, just close quarter PvP action that gets you comfortable with your dodge roll movement and your slide and dive dash quick scope shots, right? Your ADS flicky, zoomer gameplay that you don't really have as much of on the other maps, right? So magnetic accelerators can be found there, and if you don't want to go on this PvP map, you can also go to Spaceport and head over to the rocket assembly. You see the Exodus icon there, and this is the only point of interest across all the maps that actually has an Exodus icon. If you go to the rocket assembly, there's some red lockers towards the back where you can find Exodus modules or magnetic accelerators, right? Now, Leaper pulse units you can get by killing Leapers, obviously. And if you're someone like me, maybe you had arachnophobia as a kid, you were a little scared of them when you're first new to this game and how they can jump up on you. But just like we might have arachnophobia, they actually, I would wager, have claustrophobia, because as soon as you get inside a little bunker and they can't reach you through a window, or they can't get to you through that little wedge in the storage container, you can just shoot them in the face with a Pharaoh or an anvil, And as long as you have a decent amount of heavy ammo, 40 to 82 stacks will be sufficient. Get rid of the armor on their center eye and just keep shooting them there. It'll be faster than taking care of the armored legs and trying to sort of immobilize them. You can also do it a lot faster with, you know, a hole cracker and some rocket ammo, or if you have a deadline, you can one-shot them, and wolf packs will do it really quickly as well. So if you don't have one of those purple items though, just know that you can do it with heavy ammo, and you just sort of have to cheese them by getting them stuck outside of you know, a structure. And you know, they will try to jump up on top of you and do their area of effect splash damage, but as long as you're chilling inside, let's say, one of these bunkers throughout spaceport, you can sort of just shoot them through the bunker window, and there's nothing they can do about it, unfortunately, and they're just going to keep trying to aggro onto you and not run away. So very convenient. I know there's a bunker you can use near the north side here. Let's see, where was it? Having difficulty remembering spaceport right now, but they're around. They're around. You'll find a place to cheese them, I guarantee. And yeah, you gotta rinse and repeat that a few times to get 3 Leaper Pulse units. Sometimes you can get 2 on a body, right? Or you can just do it with trios and take them down even faster. It shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, that's almost the whole expedition project. The only thing that's going to be left besides this is the last window of the expedition project. It's tier 5 out of 6. Requires you to deposit tons of different types of materials categorized across every category in the game: weapons, survival items, recyclables, trinkets, or valuables, right? So I'd recommend holding on to these in your stash space and hoarding them for the expedition project. If you're not commonly using traders to buy things like meds, you don't need to sell your trinkets and valuables for credits. Instead, just stockpile them for this part of the expedition project preparation and just deposit them there. So yeah, especially any higher rarity trinkets like your purple mixtapes, or any higher rarity weapons that you might not like. Instead of recycling them, I'd say just hold on to them for this portion of the project, as well as, you know, same with like high tier recyclables. You might not need those high tier crafting components anyways if you don't have the blueprints, which I was recommending you sort of forego in the first place. So all's good. You can just save them to speedrun the expedition project, and you'll be sorted to scaling in a long-term oriented permanent way. As long as you're sticking to this game and playing it long-term, you will be reaping the rewards of extra stash space and extra skill points. So good luck. I'll see you guys topside in the Rust Belt, and we'll hopefully be taking that expedition window soon in December together. Peace.